my friends. I wanted to read a story to you, but first, I have a question. Do I have something on my head? I do? Is it a hat? It is? I'm wearing a hat. You're right. And did you know that there was another name for a hat? They're also called caps. And I have a story about a man who sells caps. He doesn't sell it in a store. He sells it on the street. He doesn't push it in a cart. He wears his hats on his head. And this is a story about him and his adventures. So here we go. It is called Caps for Sale. Okay, here we go. Once there was a peddler who sold caps, but not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. He carried them on top of his head. First he had on his own checked cap, then a bunch of gray caps, then a bunch of brown caps, then a bunch of blue caps, and at the very top, a bunch of red caps. He walked up and down the street, holding himself very, very straight, as to not to upset his caps so they wouldn't fall off. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But on one particular day, nobody wanted a cap. And he began to feel hungry, but he didn't have any money to buy food. So he decided that he would take a rest. So he found a nice spot under a tree, and he decided to take a nap. This is a nice place for a rest, he thought. He sat very slowly under the tree, leaned back little by little so not to upset his caps so they wouldn't fall off his head. Then he put his hand to feel if they were straight. First, he felt his own checked cap, then his gray caps, then his brown caps, then his blue caps, and on the very top his, red caps. He slept for a very long time. When he woke up, he felt very refreshed and rested. Uh-oh. Oops, sorry. Here we go. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure his caps were there. And all he felt was his own checkered cap. He looked to the right of him, no caps. He looked to the left of him, no caps. He looked back behind him, no caps. Then he looked up into the tree. And what do you think he saw? On every branch there was a monkey. And on every monkey there was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. So finally, he spoke to them. He said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." He was shaking one finger at them. And what did the monkeys do? They shook their finger back at him and went, "Tsk, tsk, tsk, tsk." This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook both their hands back at him and said, "Tsk, tsk, 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 tsk." Now he felt quite angry. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you give me back my caps." But what do you think the monkeys did? They stomped their foot and they said, "Tsk, tsk, tsk, tsk." Now he was really very, very angry. So he stomped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stamped both their feet back at him and said, "Tss, tss, 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 tss." At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. Well, do you know what happened next? Each monkey pulled off his cap, and all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps, put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, then the brown caps, then the blue caps, and on the very top, that's right, red caps. And slowly, slowly he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. I hope you enjoyed that. Bye for now, guys.